Dear students, in today's session, Noshi Nizami, am here to discuss with you another topic of measuring income inequality, which is known as Gini coefficient and coefficient of variation. Let me take you to some slides which explain this topic in detail with the help of definitions and formulas. So, Gini coefficient is measured graphically by dividing the area between perfect equality line and the Lorentz curve by the total area lying to the right of equality line in the Lorentz curve diagram. So, in order to understand the graphical method of calculating Gini coefficient, you need to have the diagram of Lorentz curve in front of you, and you have to check the distance between the perfect equality line and Lorentz curve of a given country and divide it with the total area which is lying to the right of equality line in Lorentz curve. So Gini coefficient can range in its value from 0 to 1. So Gini coefficient would be 0 if there is equal distribution of income in a particular country. It would be 1 if all the income is going in the hands of one person. So there is perfect inequality. So this is how you interpret the value of Gini coefficient. Let me show the calculation of Gini coefficient with the help of diagram. So in this diagram, you can see that we have plotted percentage of population on x-axis and percentage of national income on y-axis, which is the conventional way of plotting Lorentz curve. So there is a line of perfect equality, which basically shows that there is equal distribution of income. So if any country is having Lorentz curve coinciding with this line of perfect equality, it means that that country all people have same income. However, if someone is having a Lorentz curve coinciding with this curve, it implies that this country there are small number of people with very high income. So there is income inequality. Now supposingly this blue colored region is representing the area below the line of perfect equality but above the Lorentz curve, and B is green color region is representing the area below the Lorentz curve till the line of perfect inequality. So you can obtain Gini coefficient by using the formulas of area. So if you can calculate the area of A and you divide it with the area of A plus B, which is the total area below the line of perfect equality, you will be able to obtain a value for Gini coefficient. So this is a formula in terms of graph, or you can say in terms of area. Let us see that how these are interpreted. So once you obtain Gini coefficient, your answer would always lie between 0 and 1, where 0 implies that there is perfect income equality, 1 implies there is perfect income inequality, and any value which is closer to 0 implies that there is less income inequality. Any value closer to 1 implies that there is more income inequality. Let us try to check this with the help of diagrams. So I have taken two diagrams, two charts basically, bar graphs, which are explaining the situation of inequality in consumption and income. So the advantage of Gini index is that it can help you to give an idea about the inequality situation in any context. You can use it for consumption, income, or any other variable also. Let me show you that how we can interpret Gini index for India for the years 2004 and 2011-12. So this orange color bar is showing you the data for 2011-12, and this blue color bar is showing you the data for 2004-5. On y-axis, Gini index has been taken, which is lying between 0 to 1, but we have taken only few points: 0.34, 0.38, 0.42, 0.46, 0.50 and 0.54. And on x-axis we have taken the data for rural, urban area and overall India total. So in rural areas, consumption inequality has increased from 2004 to 2011-12. So earlier it was represented by a figure somewhere around 0.35. Now it is around 0.37. In urban areas, you can say that consumption inequality has remained more or less same in between the period 2004-5 and 2011-12, while in India the overall consumption inequality is around 0.39, which is also had remained nearly same. In fact, it has relatively increased from 2004 to 2005 to 2011-12. So overall consumption inequality basically implies the distance between the various groups in the society who are consuming. So if this inequality is rising, it basically implies that some people are consuming more and some people are consuming very less. So if these figures are close to 1 or close to say 0.8, it implies that there may be some people who are barely getting something to eat, while some people are having extra food or extra consumable items. So in Indian case, you can see that the figures are less than 0.50, it's near 0.38, which implies that relatively the consumption inequality is less in India. So this is showing you the distance between the consumption groups. Now when we compare it with Gini index of income, here again the blue bar graphs are showing the case of 2004-5 and orange ones are showing you the case of 2011-12. So in rural areas, income inequality has been quite high since 2004-5. So it was around 0.51 in 2004-5. It has increased to around 0.53 in 2011-12. So income inequality has increased over a period of time in rural areas as well as in urban areas, because in urban areas it was 0.47 in 2004-5 and it has increased to 0.49 in 2011-12. So taking these two together, the overall income inequality in India also is quite high. It's touching nearly 0.554 in 2011-12, while in 2004-5 also it was near 0.54, which means that more or less in these 7-8 year period, in this time gap, income inequality has not improved, it has actually deteriorated. And you see that in real world also, that as India is growing at a very fast rate, the fruits of growth, the fruits of economic growth are not reaching everyone equally. And so you see a gap between the rich and poor. You see people who are extremely poor and you see people who are extremely rich. And India is experiencing this issue, and this is being represented even by the Gini index data. So let me tell you that Gini index data cannot be interpreted in terms of percentage. So it's not that you can convert the 0.54 into percentage by multiplying it by 100 and you can have some meaningful interpretation for 54%. So it's not that 54% of the people are experiencing income inequality. That's not the right interpretation. Basically, any value between 0 to 1 of Gini coefficient just gives you an idea of the extent of income inequality in our country. So it has nothing to do with percentage. So let me move to another important measure of inequality, which is known as coefficient of variation. Now coefficient of variation is a statistical concept, and as per this formula you can get to know the variation or the distance between say the lower income group and the higher income group. So in order to obtain CV, coefficient of variation, you need to first obtain and calculate standard deviation. So standard deviation is basically the distance of individual square distance of the individual observations from the mean. And sample mean basically implies that you are calculating arithmetic mean for a sample, for a say a subset of the population. So for a particular group you are calculating mean. So once you have for a particular sample you have calculated both mean and standard deviation, you have to do nothing but divide the sample standard deviation with the sample mean. So once you do this, once you carry out this numeric procedure, you will obtain a value which will give you coefficient of variation. If it is high, the value is high, it implies that there is high income inequality, and if the value is low towards 0, it implies that income inequality would be less. However, it's important to know that all these inequality measures are generally on relative terms, which means that in all the formulas that we have seen and discussed till now, we are just comparing the groups. We are comparing low income group with high income group. We are comparing groups with less consumption with high consumption. So all these are known as relative measures of inequality. It's extremely difficult to know the absolute level of inequality. So this was all about Gini coefficient and coefficient of variation. We would be meeting again to discuss more about what is poverty and how is poverty measured in India. Till then, all of you take care and have a great time ahead. All of you please stay safe and take care of your health. Thank you very much for your patient listening. Bye.